So in today's music production, there are two forms of AI text to music. We've got text to MIDI and then text to audio, and there are many different products for each side. For MIDI, we've got Audiocipher and WavTool, for example, and for audio, we've got MusicLM, Mubert, and WavTool again, actually. But which is better, MIDI or audio? To me, it's obvious, but if it's not to you, then let me explain. Starting with text to audio, we've got the most hyped product on this list, MusicLM. This product was so hyped even before its release due to the demos on showcasing what the product can really do. And as demonstrated in a previous video on this channel, some of the pros of MusicLM are it's got amazing music comprehension and you don't need a bunch of complex prompts to get some truly great results. Like, that sounds good, man! That's still really damn good, man. Okay, number 2 is perfect. Oh, this is so good, man. Both of these are really good, man. I might just say both of these. This is so good, man. The comprehension of the prompt that you give it is such next level. How is it even better than the last one? I'm gonna go grab Sample App, actually, allowing you to completely change up any audio sample and split different instruments like drums, vocals, melody, anything like that. So yes, it was very easy to create these amazing samples. The only thing is that I had to have a major workaround to really use those samples in my production with a third-party VST that not everyone's going to have. So as far as ease of use for music production, that one's really not even close, because every single sample had drums already baked into it. And of course, with any text to audio, there is virtually zero flexibility with changing up the sample. You can add effects and everything onto there, but you can't change the instruments or the drums or anything like that. What you see is what you get. But it is a free tool and it does work really, really well, so I did want to mention it on this list. And I did make like 20 different samples in like an hour on camera, meaning I was talking and explaining my process here and not just going in with samples. So it can definitely be a lot faster than even that. And of those 20 samples, I made melody loops and drum loops of a variety of different genres. Alright, but enough of that. We're going on to number 2 on this list, which is going to be Mubert, which is probably the best product here in my opinion. A lot of the pros and cons are very similar to MusicLM. It's a very similar product really, but for me it has a couple of really big positive changes. Now obviously it is still a prompt-based sample generator where you type something out and AI would generate something for you, but they make it so much easier if you don't know how to make great prompts for AI with their category-based prompts. You choose one general category, then go into a subcategory, and then from there one more subcategory, and then you hit submit and voila, you've got your own AI-generated sample with virtually zero brain power used, which for a lot of you guys I know is very important. But the benefits do not stop there. Unlike MusicLM, when you generate a sample, you actually get the key and BPM included, which is just a very big quality of life change there. And it does only have one con, which is basically the same thing as MusicLM, is that every single sample had drums already baked into it. So yes, I could go the sample app route and split the drums from there, or use a different free service doing the exact same thing, but it is still very cumbersome and a workaround needs to be found. But one thing to mention there is I actually went underneath the category of calm ambient meditation, and I was actually able to find something without drums in there. So I ended up flipping it and making a full track out of it. Now we're on to the first hybrid product on this list, and that's going to be WavTool. WavTool is a completely fully integrated AI DAW with text-to-audio and text-to-MIDI capabilities, and also it can help you out with your mixing and mastering, so technically AI mastering as well. Which sounds all too good to be true, and I'm here to say that it is still in beta right now and got a lot of kinks to be worked out. It is very experimental. You will come across some bugs there. Not a matter of if, but when. But it does have some very dedicated creators where in time I think it'll really be more competitive, and it really is an all-in-one AI-assisted experience, where you click this little button down below and get advice from a chatbot, where it can give you tips on how to continue with your track, where it can generate samples for you like melody loops or drums, and then even help you with your mixing and mastering, adding effects for you. And if you'd like any more further information on WavTool, I made 2 different videos, one of which you can find in the top corner over there. The only thing there is that it's not a free option here. It is a paid subscription, but in time I think that'll be a very viable source. So those are the 3 products that I wanted to mention here. Yes, there are definitely definitely more AI text-to-audio, but these are the three that I'm most experienced with and definitely think you guys should be checking out. So I'm sorry if I didn't mention your favorite text-to-audio product. But now it's time to move on to text-to-MIDI. And starting at the top of this list is going to be Audiocipher. And here I want to go over the pros and cons of Audiocipher specifically, but then also text-to-MIDI as a whole. So any text-to-MIDI is going to be much cleaner than text-to-audio, as you are basically the one creating the sample from the information that the AI is giving you. So you, as a human, I assume, right? You can clean up the audio as much as you'd like. And with Audiocipher and any other text-to-MIDI, I may not use the entire MIDI that it gives me, more than I'm looking for 1 to 2 great ideas that I can build off of. So for all of you that are skeptical for using AI, this is one way that you can really help make it your own. Another huge pro is that nothing is committed to audio yet, so you can change it up completely by adding your different VSTs and different effects before committing anything to audio. Audiocipher also comes with a very user-friendly UI, making it very easy to navigate and look at, where it's not overcrowded with buttons or graphics, but can still make a lot of dramatic changes. And as far as the prompts go, there is nothing easier than Audiocipher, where you can type out just one word and get a full chord progression, and then flip it on over to melody mode to continue your loop. And one of the greatest features that Audiocipher's implemented is the randomize feature. That way you can be sure that you're not getting a stagnant melody or chord progression, and increase that possibility of finding an idea that you can build off of. Alright, now some of the cons of Audiocipher. There are no real cons to Audiocipher. You may have to quantize everything what you put inside of your DAW, but that's pretty much it. And if you want any more demos or information on it, I do have 2 different videos on Audiocipher, and go check that out. Alright, now moving on to the next text-to-MIDI here, which is once again going to be WavTool. This is the hybrid that we were talking about, how it's audio, and now it's MIDI, and now we're in the MIDI section, so we're going over WavTool again. Alright, some things to mention here are the text-to-MIDI was the original function of WavTool. The text-to-audio was released much later, in fact, very recently, and you have to be way more specific with your prompts. With the text-to-audio, you can get away with very simple prompts. In fact, I think that's what it works best. But for the MIDI, I highly recommend being more detailed and specific with your prompts. Which one, yes, can be a little bit frustrating at times, but it can also be really fun as well. Really dialing in what you want from the AI to give you, to the point to where you finally get the MIDI that you want, it's that much more rewarding. Almost like you took down the AI, if that makes any sort of sense. Alright, now to be honest, this whole video here is about text-to-music. That's really all that I've got for text-to-MIDI. There are a couple of different web-based apps that I could recommend, but I don't recommend them. They're not good. So yes, this next part is a little bit off script a little bit, but it is still MIDI generation is going to be something more like Captain plugins and Pilot plugins. Both are made by Mix and Key and are fantastic VSTs. Just a little honorable mention if you want to go check that out. I know it's not text-to-MIDI. Okay, final thoughts. So if you still don't know whether text-to-MIDI or text-to-audio is better, let's go over the facts. Text-to-audio has multiple different products that make it very easy to get great results, and it's way more accessible with more of those products being free as well. Samples can cost a lot of money, whether you get it from an old song or a sample pack, they can cost a lot of money. So the ability to create as many as you want is huge. It also means you don't need to have amazing sounds or VSTs to create a good track. However, you're going to lose out on a lot of flexibility. You don't have control of every single sound in the sample, which means you can't change what instrument's being used in the sample. If there are drums in it already, it makes it very hard to add your own or arrange out a full track. But with text-to-MIDI, unlike audio, you've got complete control over the melody, where you can switch out sounds on the fly with your amazing VSTs. You can change up the MIDI to your heart's desires to make it feel more like your own. And then even after you've got everything that you want in there, adding all your effects, you can still bounce that to audio and make your own sample out of it. Basically, everything is a lot cleaner. So if you still can't tell which one is better, it's because neither of them are. Yes, I baited you into thinking that text-to-MIDI was the superior option here, but the truth is, just because something is cleaner does not mean that it's better. Audio samples have been used in music for decades, for a reason. Sampling is an art that takes a long time and a lot of skill to be good at. Yes, we're talking about AI computers making music here, but the technology's gotten so good nowadays that they can emulate the human feel that vintage samples have. The imperfections and real-sounding instruments made by someone or something other than yourself will allow you to make tracks that you never would have even thought of. And with everything already being committed to audio, you're forced to figure it out and make it work. So if there's anything to learn here, is that there are times for both forms of AI text-to-music, text-to-audio and text-to-MIDI. So if you're into that kind of thing, be sure to implement both into your next track. And if you're planning on releasing the track that you made with an AI sample, or any other song for that matter, you're going to need a cover for that song, so look no further than Alpha Art. The guys over at Alpha Art are a dedicated team to getting you the best cover art possible for your song release. In today's day and age, it's very easy for a song to get lost with all the new releases coming out, so having great cover art customized for you is a great way to stand out amongst the rest. Whether it's a finished cover from Alpha Art's library, or a completely custom piece dedicated to you, you can be sure that you're getting a high-quality product suitable for your release. In fact, I like the custom design that they made for me so much that I made it my cover art. With their gold package, you will get several different designs, not only just for your song release, but also for social media, coming soon, release date, so you have everything that you need to get your audience hyped for your next song. If you'd like to check out Alpha Art, there'll be a link down below in the description.